Hey, what's going on, everybody? Huh? You made back like buddy. Let me turn this darn thing on. Hello, Mr. Beatty. How are you, sir? What? Hmm. So, how are you guys? How's everything going? Oh, God. Hold on. It's all right. I think we're good. Excuse me, man. How are you guys doing, Miss On, Mr. Beatty? How are you guys? Great. I hope. Huh. Yeah. You know what's crazy? Um, I was ahead of everything before we started. Now, for some reason, I'm 100% behind. Isn't that crazy? Either way, we found our stuff, so we're good. How are you guys? How was your day today? Good. I hope. Yep. All right, it's time to cook Can you hear me now? Hey, Jerry. I'm good, Christopher. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, perfect. All right, Jerry, can you hear me? Hey, Renita, what's going on, dear? You may have to change your stuff out. Because if Christopher can hear me and everybody can hear me, then I think I might be okay. Hold on one sec. Okay. All right, so anyway, how are you guys doing? How's it going, Jerry? How's it going, Renita? How's your day? Sorry, my face looks. Oh, hold on. Perfect. She says I can hear you now. Okay. Perfect. How's you guys this weekend? How's you guys this weekend going? What'd you guys do? Talk to me. I'll talk back. Did you guys go anywhere? Did you go to the park? What'd you guys do? I didn't do much. I sat and I read. No, actually, I watched um this show that Jessica asked me to watch. I worked on the presentation today. Sweet. Okay. Perfect. Jerry said I work. Pretty good weekend. Just got home from family dinner. Okay. Pretty good today. What about you, Renita? How was your day today, dear? Oh, okay, cool. She said I did my usual crafting. Okay. Miss Anju said she went and visited Chris's part of the family and aunts and uncles and kids and the cute puppies and all that good stuff. Okay, perfect. I love hearing that. Okay. And we went to the park and walked around. Okay, perfect. All righty, look at that. I love that. Excuse me. I love that. Okay. So anyway, man, I wanted to say thank you guys. Hey, Rebecca's here. How's it going, my friend? I wanted to say thank you guys again for showing up, man. Before we get started, I wanted to ask you guys, excuse me. I wanted to remind you guys, well, ask you. Uh, I think today is the 10th day, day 10 of us keeping our word. So how have you guys been doing with that? Rebecca said, good, good, good. Getting home and getting settled in. Okay. Today's the 10th day of us keeping our word. So how's that day? How's that been going with you? How's it been going with keeping your word? And do you guys still feel pretty good about it? Do you still feel pretty new? Is it kind of settling in? Again, it's only 10 days. Have you guys had any issues arise from it? Boundary in particular? Okay, Rebecca says, nope, pretty good. Okay. Christopher said, good. Okay. What say you, Jerry Bear? How you been doing with that, my guy? Still rocking, feeling great, man. That's what I love to hear. Perfect. I love hearing that. All right, guys. So today is day 65. Hold on, let me get my let me get my stuff. Did I put it in there today? I don't know if I did. Yesterday, day 65. This audio reminded me of the fight today. Are you done with your day 65? Day 65. Thank you guys so much for coming, for walking with me for all 65 days. You with me for beginning. It's happy for ourselves, it's happy yourself. I don't need to showing up, but just walking with me in general. Um, and here's the thing: when you clap for you, you give people permission to clap for you as well. So I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna wait till it's done. Okay, and I'm gonna shut this shit off. Good. God, that's annoying. She says you sound like you're underwater. Okay, hold on. Is it still bad? Or was it the car? Was it the clapping? Is it still bad now, or are we good? Oh, okay. All right, all right. Well, I'll see what I need to do on that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You know, I'm still new, but thank you guys for letting me know because I can't get any better unless somebody tells me. So thank you guys. But again, this is day 65. So thank you guys so much. Today, what are we doing today? The questions that set you free is what I wrote, but it's six ways to question your personal life like a journalist. 6 ways to question your personal life like a journalist. And I was thinking about this because I think I had something like this, but maybe I was going to talk about something else. I don't know. But when I thought about this, when I was like, this is one of those things that might just kind of hopefully be the tipping point for, I guess, where we are. Hold on. Um, this might be the tipping point um for where we are with certain things. Sorry, my son is texting me. Especially when it comes to asking ourselves questions. That's a huge thing. Because I don't think a lot of times we do. And if we do, we ask ourselves the same ones. And sometimes what happens is that we're so stuck on autopilot that we don't think outside to be able to ask ourselves any other questions other than this is what's going on. This is how I feel. I just gotta let this shit. Hey, son. How's it going, little man? Caden's on here with us. Say what's up, Caden. Hey, little guy. I got a hole in my lip. So I'm not drinking, and don't worry, it's water. It's not gin. Yeah, 65. Woo woo. Um, when I was researching this, I was really thinking about that because we're so stuck on autopilot most of the time that we don't even think to ask ourselves any questions. So anyway, so today, as your life coach, I wanted to give you just a few little questions to ask yourself anytime that you're met with something. Okay, so let's keep it moving. So I do come with the warning, and my warning is that as a life coach, we kind of go deep around here. We talk about things that other people may not necessarily feel comfortable discussing, but we've been here for 65 days straight. So I think that we've kind of developed this trust and pseudo trust with each other. And we're building ourselves a little bit of a, I know, it sucked. I don't know, buddy. I was drinking too fast and it just started sliding down my mouth. Um, but we kind of go deep in some of our conversations. And I'm not saying that there's not other channels like this one, but we don't hold any punches at all. So if you like accountability, responsibility, ownership, this is the place for you to be. If you're kind of cool on that, there's over 100 million, literally, over 100 million other channels you can go to. So there you go. Please grab yourself a pen pad or whatever you need to stay focused. Drinks, snacks, dinner, blanket, snuggie, chargers, or, and myself in my bro's case, Jerry, reading glasses. Because our eyesight is not what it used to be. But that's also the fun thing about getting older, that I need certain crutches now. I like that. Repetition is key in everything. For the last 65 days, we've been talking about this consistently. So everybody on my team already knows this. Anything worth knowing, learning, teaching, or understanding revolves around repetition. Okay. Now, before we get started, I'm going to try to do you know what, fuck it. Let me get a hell yeah. Just in case our stuff is messed up, give me a hell yeah so we can get started. Let me get a hell yeah. Look at that. You see my little person up there now? Let me get my hell yeah so we can get started. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Renita, my mad scientist. Mr. Datey is gonna bring the yeah in a minute. He likes to be he likes to kind of get it. He likes to break it up and then come with it. Miss Anya, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you guys. All right, so here's the thing. Miss Anya's laughing. I kind of switched this thing up here a little bit. Here's the thing. Ask as many questions as you want. As your life coach, I love, number one, I like to be wrong. You're not going to find many people who say that, but I do. Right? I like to be questioned. I like my stuff questioned. Right? Because I'm not always 100% right. But I am here to help. That is 100%. But I also don't want to give you any wrong information as well. So if I learned something that I've been telling you that's not correct, I'm going to do whatever I can do to retract it and let you know how I was wrong, where I found the information from, and where you can find it too. Cool? Cool. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Uh, the objective today is to learn to think like a journalist so that you can question your life with clarity, not just react to it. Why is this a problem? Because when you don't ask deeper questions, you live your life on autopilot, trapped by those old stories, assumptions, and emotional traps that majority of us find ourselves in. Now, the solution is very simple, not easy, but it is simple. And what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys these steps to help you slow down, dig deep, rewrite your story if need be, so that you can live with truth, clarity, and control. That's what we're doing here today. Okay? All right. So, oh, hold on. I'm just going to play the little. All right. So, anyway, that is our new theme song for Word of the Week. I know, man. I'm fucking weird. It's okay. All right. So, the word of the week is still discipline for the next couple days. Remember the word, uh, the etymological word just means to learn knowledge and information. Everything else that we do is just derived from this one simple fucking word. Okay? That's that's it. Now, our daily dose of discipline is our synonym, which means regulation, which means managing behavior or processes through rules and routine. And the antonym, which is the opposite of discipline, simply means laziness, resistance or aversion to effort or responsibility. Okay? Okay. Fun fact before we get started, uh, they're storytellers, not just reporters. A good journalist doesn't just list the facts, they frame them. How something is told shapes how people see it. That's why journalists are powerful shapers of public perspective. Okay. So if you're looking at this from a personal standpoint, how you shape the story that you tell yourself is going to shape how you see everything else. So if you want to see something different, tell yourself something different. Okay. When it comes to a lot of this, we are our own reporters. Hence, that's why this is um, 6 ways to question your life like a journalist. So today, here's the thing: I've never been to journalism school, but what I did do is I researched 6 different things that most reporters need to know, and then I turned it into like a self-help type thing to help you. Okay. All right. So number one, who benefits? So the example is number one, you keep overextending yourself to please others. You downplay your needs to avoid conflict. Now, we've talked about this on multiple occasions before. Our we keep overextending ourselves to please everybody else, and a lot of that is boundary issues, right? Now, our questions would be, who gains from me staying silent or overgiving? I don't think you guys ever really think about that. Who gains from you staying exactly where you are, either staying silent or overgiving? And then the second question would be, what do I lose if I keep doing this? By show of hands, how many of you have ever asked yourself, who gains from me staying exactly where I am? How many of you? Here's the thing, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never asked myself that question. So I'll be the first to tell you, no, for me. I've never asked myself, who benefits, who gains from me staying exactly where I'm at? I've never asked myself that once. Now, I have when it comes to talking to or dealing with other people, but I've never asked myself, what do other people gain by me staying exactly where I'm at? You guys already know what I'm going to say. Renita says no. What? Okay. I'm just saying, I've never asked myself that question. Which is crazy because if you really think about it, that's a deep ass question. That's not really a question that most people would really ask themselves. Who benefits from me staying this way? Who benefits from whether or not I overextend or I'm silent? Who benefits? I don't know. What about you, Jerry? What about you, Rebecca? Have you guys ever asked that question? Too much ice. Rebecca says no. Okay. So we got 3 no's. Okay, so subtle change, task. Man, I'm tripping. Say no to one thing this week that drains you but benefits someone else more than you. So it's kind of like a little homework assignment, right? So say no to one thing this week that drains you but benefits somebody else more than you. Okay? Can we do that? Can we say no to something that drains us this week? I mean, even if you need to put it off. Now that's not the same as procrastinating because you're telling a person not this week, next week, not today, tomorrow. All we're saying is that this week, if it drains you, too late. We already went to family dinner at my mom's. Okay, but I'm just saying. Oh my God, and you're out of school too. If something shows up this week, put it off. If you know that it's going to be draining to your mental, to your spiritual, to your physical, put that shit aside. Put it off. It is not the same as procrastinating. Okay, it's not the same. All we're saying is no for right now. I'll do it next week. Can we do that? Miss Renita, can we do that? If it's going to drain you this week, it's a no. I'll do it next week. This week, I'm going to look after me this week. I'm going to replenish my batteries this week. That's all I'm saying. If something comes up, well, here's the thing, man. It's going to drain your energy. Do it next week. Whether it's good news or bad news, a day, a week or two later ain't gonna really solve that. Listen, whether you cancerous or not, you'll find out an extra week after. That's all I'm saying. As long as it's not stage 4, I think you'll be okay. And yes, sir, colonoscopy counts. Put that shit off for another week. Tell your doctor, hey, tell your doctor, listen, I know you've been studying medicine for 10 years, but my life coach has been coaching for about 23. I'm just telling you right now, he says that I can't have no drain right now. This shit's drainful. It's depressing as fuck. I'll put it off next week. I'll do it next week. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't put it in my chart. Don't email me. I don't want to hear from you people for 1 week. Next week we can resume as at our regular programming. But this week, sir, you may go fuck yourself. Tell me that your life coach said. Oh man, it's gonna be so funny. All right, number 2. Challenge the first answer. Example. You say, I'm just tired, but actually you're overwhelmed. Okay, number 2. You say it's fine, but you're holding resentment. Remember, we talked about this before. We've talked about this before when we because of boundaries. Mainly a lot of it's because of boundaries. And when we don't know who we are, we do a very good job of people pleasing. Okay? So what are our questions this week? Or what are our questions? What am I avoiding by giving surface answers, okay, or superfluous answers, my word. And number 2, what would I say if I had to tell the truth twice? Hmm. Hmm. So, question number 1 is again, what am I avoiding by giving surface answers? And what would I say if I had to tell the truth? Dos. If it was a continuous thing, right? Think about that. If if we had to challenge the first answer, somebody says something, we say something to someone else, and then they challenge it. But we give such a superfluous answer that most of the time it's not even fucking worth even answering because it's so minuscule, it's so trivial, right? I mean, like that's kind of out there a little bit, right? Because a lot of time we say that we're fine, right? What does fine mean? But we're holding on to that resentment. We say that, oh yeah, I'm just a little tired. But like I said, you're fucking overwhelmed. And instead of just saying, hey man, I'm going through some shit right now. I'm fucking feeling away. Like Jerry said last night. Shit, man, I'm fucking really depressed right now. Okay, well, what does that word mean? He goes into explaining what that is, right? So giving those superfluous, superficial answers, that is saying that I am depressed, right? But again, until you understand what depression means to him, I can't really do anything about that. I don't know, right? So if we're telling a person that, you know, What would I say if I had to tell the truth twice? Not just once, but more than one time. You know, could we do that? I mean, Jerry did yesterday. We watched him do it. Not only did he tell the truth with us, but I'm sure that he and Rebecca talked about this shit afterwards where he was telling her what was going on. Twice. Same fucking story. Most people, whether they believe it or not, don't tell the same story twice. They tell one version of it to one person and tell another version of it to another. You ever meet, raise your hand if you met somebody like that, who tells you one thing and then told somebody else something totally different. They're still upset. They're still angry. They're still going through all kinds of shit. But what you told me is not the same thing that you told that other person. Okay. Oh, Jerry said yes, I do. Okay. And that's what happens sometimes. We're quick to sit there and BS other people because they don't know no better. I remember this chick told me something. And she's telling me this hold on one sec, sorry about that. Gosh, I hate this thing. She's telling me this story. And she's like, oh no, you're the only one I'm telling this to. I'm like, oh, for real? She's like, yeah, I just want to know I just want to know your opinion on it. Not even 5 minutes later, this same woman was on the phone calling somebody else. Oh, let me tell you what happened to me today. Same exact shit, different variation of what she told me. Hey, hold on. I got somebody calling me. Clicked over. Man, hey, I need to tell you what happened to me today. Not even 5 minutes ago, told me don't tell anybody because I haven't told nobody this story. Y'all meet people like that before? See, these are the same people that you don't tell them shit about yourself. You keep your business to your goddamn self when you're talking to these people. Because they can't wait to go spread your business. They can't wait. These are the type of people who, and I'm not bullshitting, these are the type of people who are so low down and dirty who will tape your they will record your calls. These are those same people who will save every text message you have. Just saying. Just saying. So what do our subtle change says? Replace I'm fine with the more honest phrase. Even if it's just to yourself. Remember what we talk about when we start this? Oh, go ahead, Renita. Remember when we start this, every day we ask what? Have you been keeping your words to yourself and how do you feel? That's what we're talking about on here. If you know you're not fine, like Jerry, I appreciate him telling us, like, hey, now I'm fucking going through it right now. I'm going through it. Man, it takes a man to say something like that. And then to bring it here and tell us. Shh, come on now. That takes a man. That's a man who does that. I'm just saying. All right, fun fact. Journalists are trained to separate the facts from feelings, a skill that directly translates to emotional intelligence, learning to pause, observe, and respond instead of react. Think about that. And we've talked about this on multiple occasions. We have to learn to separate the facts of what it is versus how I feel. Facts, feelings, not the same thing. A lot of cases, we react to how we think that we feel because it's facts, right? Based on what we think. And here's the thing, it's not even a fucking fact. It's just how you feel about what happened. And most of the time, what you think happened may not have happened the same way. That's like walking into a room and thinking that, you know what, somebody's, uh, nobody in here likes me. How do you know that? Who told you that? When did you hear that? What would make you think that? And a lot of it is based on your own uh, assumptions. Your own assumptions based off of your experience or your expectation. I would say not experience, but expectations. And I mean, whose expectations have been fucking wrong, right? Whose experiences haven't been off a little bit, right? Whose assumptions haven't not been dead wrong. So just something to think about. And speaking of using the 5 W's plus 1 H, who, what, where, why, when, how, right? Who, what, where, why, when, how. I know it's a little different on there, but that's what it is. Thank you, Jerry. Hell yes, it is, kind sir. Of course. Of course. Especially the fact that you now know what a friend is. You know, most of us, we think that we know that, but we don't really know. Not until you actually define it. Either you accept the definition that Webster's come up with, or you define your own. I don't mind both, actually, for myself. Right? So, example, you feel stuck, but you haven't defined what you want. I feel stuck. I feel this. I feel that. I feel depressed, this and the other. Okay, cool. Not cool that you're depressed, but what's the objective? I can go in and ask, why do you feel this way or this and the other, right? How do you feel this way? Or we can ask, what do you want instead? Okay? Or what's depressing you? Not why are you depressed, but what's depressing you? I like to use why when it's something that's a positive type thing because uh, the word why evokes excuse, more of a feeling type thing. So if I'm asking you a question and it's a negative connotation, I'm not going to use why. I'm going to use what. What do you want? What's what is this doing to you? What does that mean? I'm going to use the what because if those are the questions that are going to help me to understand where you are. See what I mean? You're at number 2. It says you're always helping. You're always helping, but you don't know who's helping you. You know, if you look at somebody like Jerry, Jerry's always trying to help somebody else, right? One of the questions that was asked to me so many times is what is the one thing that you wish you'd have known that's helped you become the man that you are? Ask for help. Raise my hand and say, I need help. That's the one thing that I can honestly say that has radically changed my perspective, changed my whole outlook in life in general. Hey, Miss Renita, right? But asking for help has been the single greatest thing that I've noticed that has helped my life is asking for help. I I hope that I never get to a point or get so prideful that I can't put my hand up and say, "Hey, man, I'm struggling here. I need some help." Jerry just mentioned that he was feeling this way, and everybody in here rallied around him. Hey, man, what's going on? Talk to us. This is what we're here for. You see what I'm saying? That's real fucking friendship. That's what a community is supposed to do. I know it is, Miss Renita. I know. I know. But if you remember last night with me talking about all those questions that people asked me, that was one of the things that people asked me. What is the greatest gift? What is the greatest principle that I've learned that has shaped everything for me? Asking for help. Renita, you'd be surprised how many people can't wait to help you. Facts, not theory, facts. You'd be surprised how many motherfuckers will come out the woodwork to come help you. The problem is that most of us either don't know what we want or don't ask for it. That's it. That's it. We either don't know what we want or we've never vocalized it. Never vocalized it. Never said a word. Just saying. So, question: what exactly is the problem that I keep repeating? Now, remember what? Remember, we're not saying why. Say what? You have to define it first, don't you? Face it. Find it. Face it. Reframe it. Find it. Face it. Reframe it. You gotta know you gotta know what the problem is first before I can face it. And once I can face it, I can reframe the shit. I told you, I like to keep everything simple. Simple. I was listening to a guy today talk about, he said that was so deep. He said, he said, why would you take advice from somebody that's begging you to learn how to make $100,000? He said, I want y'all to think about this. Why would you take advice from somebody begging you to teach you how to make $100,000 a month? He said the reason why he's begging you to do that, and the reason why he's making that money, is because you're paying him to do that based on him begging you to sign up for his course. For the last 65 presentations, for the last 65 evenings, I've not asked y'all for a fucking dime. Nothing. My whole objective is to give you so much value. I want to give you so much of this shit. I want to give you a fucking overload. And then we can learn how to use all the shit later on. But my objective is to give you so much information, so much of it, that and then keep giving it to you. Not different stuff for the most part, because there is going to come a time where we have to restructure some of the stuff that we've already talked about. But I've given you guys so much I've given you almost 100 hours already of information. I don't know if you guys know that or not. Almost 100 hours of information. Do you guys know that? Like, yeah, we've been doing this now for what? So we do usually 1.5 hours, and today is day 65. At the end of today, we will have 97.5 hours of coaching. And we're not even at 70 hours yet. We've been together for 97.5 hours. That's how much information, free coaching, free training, free Q&A that I'm just giving you. Not asking for anything. Just to come as you are. Come with a pen and piece of paper so I can give you this shit so you can learn it. Ask whatever you want. Come with any fucking problem you want. I'm here to help. See what I mean? I love this. Love it. Now, at the end of our 100 episodes, then you're gonna get to see a different side of me that charges for all of this stuff. But think about it. You guys, for the most part, will get this shit. You already got this for free. For free. For those of you who are with me every day throughout this, I will never charge you anything. Never. I may have to put you in on certain things, but I will never ask you for a dime. Not once. Because you were here when I was giving it away for free. It's kind of like Netflix used to be. You know what I'm saying? When they first started, you might find one or two people out there who have like free accounts with them that they're good. You know what I'm saying? Like those early on people that got locked in just paying $10 a month type shit. That's kind of where you guys are. So if I'm creating all kinds of stuff, if you guys want it, I will just give it to you. No questions asked. I'm just saying, you know. So, number 2, how do I know if I've never fully answered this fully? And again, that's because we consistently, we're on autopilot all the time. We got to get off of autopilot. Got to get off of that. Hey, what's going on, Jessica? We got to get off of autopilot. And we get off of autopilot by asking ourselves who, what, when, why, where, how. That's how we do it. So, journal one stuck situation using all of these questions to kind of see what happens. See what I mean? So I want you guys to really do this. So the first thing is to tell a person, put off whatever for 1 week. Okay. As long as it's not life, death, or it's not going to end you at a homeless shelter, put it off for a week. This task is just telling you that anytime that you feel stuck in a situation, ask yourself these questions. Who, what, where, why, when, how. See, I usually say if, because if invokes possibility. But that's just me. You guys just use what I put up there. Okay? Can you guys do that? The next time you get stuck, or just think of something that you're stuck on, ask yourself these questions. Just to see if you can wiggle wiggle out a solution based on these 6 questions. Would you guys do that for me? Something really good to drink is, thank you, Jerry. Is I usually I cut up some lemons and I put it in my jug of water, and so I always have this influx of like lemon water. And at first, I really didn't like it. Now I can't get enough of it. It's kind of like sleeping with a CPAP machine. At first, it's really weird, and then eventually, like you can't sleep without it. Just saying. And then I would have a recorder, so I'll record myself sleeping. I haven't snored in months just because of the CPAP machine. Months. So I don't know. I mean, I know that's kind of out there, but whatever. All right. So ask for sources. You believe that you're not good enough. Hmm. Some of us still feel this way. Okay. But don't know who planted that idea. Okay. Remember, go back to them questions. Number 2 is you follow rules that you never question. And again, even if you feel this way, use this with those questions I asked you before: who, what, where, why, when, how. How? Use those 6 questions, right? For not only, well, here's the thing, most of us know exactly who it comes from, when it comes from, where it came from, who said it, how it affects us. So sometimes our job could actually be at that point. Once you already know who it was, then you can start using those same exact questions to dismantle that belief. I'm not good enough. I'm worthless. I'm this. I'm that. Okay, cool. But again, you're not good enough at what though? What specifically? So I'm saying, because you can't say that you're not good at anything. That's a normalization. Normalization means that you're including everything into something that's, it means like always, forever, never. Like you always do this. You never take my side. Um, this this never happens or whatever. So those are words. They're called nominalizations. They're words that represent forever. Oh, sorry. Thing said subject got lost. All right. So we have to ask ourselves those questions or whatever. So and most of the times that does happen. Like number 2 says, we ask questions for the most part. We follow rules that we never question. We don't question them at all. But like a reporter, like a journalist, we got to check them sources. So, question: who told me this, and why did I believe them? Maybe you were a child. Children are impressionable. So, of course, if you tell a child some shit, they're gonna remember. Not only are they gonna remember it, but they're gonna grow up to believe it, unless you check it early or you develop enough experience to be like, The fuck was she talking about? Right? Number two, would I teach this to somebody that I love? Probably not, right? You wouldn't sit there and teach a child or your children like you're not good enough. You're stupid. You're never going to accomplish anything. Most of us wouldn't say that to a child because that was said to us. And we know how that feels, right? So you're going to have some type of empathy and be like, nah, I'm good on that. I'm not going to say that to my kid. Matter of fact, if I heard anybody else talking to my kid like that, bro, we going to have a problem. See what I'm saying? Nebraska doesn't have a stand your law ground. I'd be more than happy to invite you over to Iowa and stump a mud hole in your ass for talking to my kid like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're not playing all that, right? So if I'm not going to let you talk to my kid like that, I'm not going to talk to him like that either. See what I'm saying? But sometimes, and my kid, he gets so discouraged because he knows that, man, I'm not the smartest. Like, no, son, that's okay. You have a way to learn things. We just got to figure your thing out. I said, son, can you get on them games and just play them? Say, yeah. I said, do I have to teach you how to play it? He said, no. He said, why? I said, why? He said, because Dad, I'll just figure it out. I said, my love, homework, all that stuff, son, that's all it is. It's figuring it out for what works with you. That's it. I said, honey, you're not motivated to be there. You're not inspired to be there. That's not really on you. It's not. Like, it's not. I don't. I was just talking to the teachers about this before, and I'm like, and they're like, he doesn't seem to be motivated to want to learn. I said, ma'am, that's not his fucking job. That's yours. Here's the thing. I told her, I said, ma'am, I teach people stuff for a living. Like, and most of the time I do it for free. But I love what I do. And I'm always telling people, hey, if you don't get it, let me know and I'll make sure I put it in such a way that you will get this shit by the time we're done. How often do I tell y'all, ask me anything, disagree with me on anything, anything. Let's go. Especially when it comes to this. I shouldn't be able to open my fucking mouth and tell you something that you shouldn't understand. If you have to have a PhD, if you have to be inspired or motivated to want to learn, and I'm like, ma'am, that's not even how motivation works. Y'all been doing this with me for 65 days. You guys understand that's not how motivation works. So you're trying to tell me that an 11 or 12-year-old kid should be motivated to want to learn when he gets to school? The fuck is wrong with you? But yet instead, I look like the asshole for calling them out on that. When they're in elementary, I think there's just something different about it. Then they go to middle school, then they go to high school, and for certain kids, education is not even fucking fun anymore. Like they teach the fun out of it. I didn't become like this until I was in my early fucking 20s. I didn't love to read until I left school. And so I left it. That's when I my house is fucking full of books. I love to learn. Like I told you guys before, I would love, I would love to go to college. But I'm scared that they will fucking kill my love for learning. They'll kill it. Just like they do everything else. Kill it. Because that's what they do. The worst time that a teacher should ever fucking have is when these kids are out of school and they're fucking happy to be done learning. That to me, that ought to let them know you should probably do something else. They're overworked, they're under fucking paid, they're underrepresented. Nobody gives a fuck about them. And we can tell by the way you teach our kids. I know when I was in school, there was a couple teachers that I still love to this day. Still love to this day. What many? It's only two. Out of 12 years, two? It's pretty fucking sad. So now I'll get off my little soapbox. Sorry about that. Um, that's just how I feel, man. That's just me. And so anyway, um, so subtle change, write down one limited belief, then trace it to the first time that you heard it. Write down one limited belief that you have and trace it back to when you first heard it. How old were you? Where were you? What happened? Who said it? How did you feel afterwards? How has it stuck with you? Why do you still remember this? Why do you hold on to it? Who, what, where, why, when, how? See what I mean? Are you guys still with me on this? I know we're kind of getting a little deep, but how are you guys doing so far? We got our fun fact coming up. How you guys doing so far? How you feeling about this, Rebecca? I know that you work as a para, so you get to see a lot of this. Hey, what's up, Jessica? I know you get to see a lot of this firsthand. And here's the thing, and I will always say it, just like I told those teachers, I love and respect what they do. I do. Like I love teachers. I do. Like, and I also kind of feel sorry for them because they're stuck between a rock and a hard place to not being able to do their jobs. To their jobs being literally, it's so hard for them to do it that a lot of these kids just slip through the fucking cracks because for the most part, they have to teach it one way. And if they don't teach it that way, they're at risk of losing their contract for the year. Or some schools just won't even bring you back. You know? I don't know. Just something to think about. All right, so fun fact time. Journalists are trained to be skeptical on purpose. Let me push that out. Hold on. Journalists are taught not to believe the first version of any story. You guys read that correctly. Journalists are taught not to believe any version of that first story. Their job is to dig deeper verify sources, and question the surface, even if it sounds convincing. So when you're going deep on yourself, pause. When you're going deep on yourself, you have to really be asking yourself, where did you hear this from? Who said it? How do you know that that's what they actually meant at the time? Were they upset? Were there any other uh, factors that played into that? Did they ever apologize to you? Did they know that anything that they did was wrong? Have you ever talked to them about it? Again, if a person tells me that such and such told me or treated me this particular way, I have enough vast information. I've read enough books. I've talked to enough people to understand that maybe you're just looking at it differently. And because I'm not in the same predicament as you are, I'm going to see things that you do not see. Gotcha, Jerry. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see things totally different than you. You know, I mean that happens. Man, that family dinner took her out of her, didn't it? That family dinner tore her ass up. She even said when she came on, like, oh my God. Had to go to the mom's for dinner. Everybody's getting home. Yee. That's what she said when she first came on tonight. All right, so reframe the story, not just the facts. Example, you label setbacks as failure instead of feedback. Now, usually with us, we label it as an experiment, but other people still stuck in the 20th century and they're still stuck on the, failure instead of feedback whole loop, right? So, number two, you assume silence means rejection, not reflection. So, again, we are reframing the story, not just the facts. Okay, so question, what story am I telling myself about this moment? All right, number two is, what story would help me move forward instead? So, what we're asking is what could this story mean? Is there any other possibility? Could it mean anything else other than what we're seeing it for right now? Could this mean anything else? Is it possible? Is it possible? See what I mean? I love to ask that question sometimes. I do, right? Because what that does for me is that it allows me to understand that the person that I'm speaking to, if they can at least admit that, something's possible, then that means that, okay, cool. Then they're willing to not only, number one, be wrong, one, be wrong, but it's possible that we can always come back to this at a later date if there's a agree to disagree. Now, if a person says to me, there is absolutely no way whatsoever, it is impossible that this is any other way other than that, then now I have my answer. See what I mean? Because sometimes facts are. Here's the thing. I People have been sent to prison. People have been sent to the death. What is it? The death chair. People have been sent to death because a bunch of people said that they heard something that they actually didn't. People are in prison right now because somebody said that they saw somebody do something, multiple people, that it didn't happen like that. So all I'm saying is that if you're talking to a person, if you're looking at the story, if the story can, if there's no possibility whatsoever, the one thing I've always understood is that even with ample amounts of proof, you can still be wrong. Somebody's dead, dead, never coming back here again because two or more people said that they heard something. Two or more people said that they saw something that they never heard, that they never saw. I have books in my basement right now where whole entire books just talk about the fallacy of the human mind when it comes to remembering things. The fallacy of the human mind when it pertains to remembering things. See what I mean? Got to be very careful with that. Okay. So what story would you need to tell yourself in order to move forward in something? Subtle change, rewrite. So one current problem in your life, so excuse me, rewrite one current problem in your life with a more empowering headline. With a more empowering headline. So I don't care. So you know what you could say, like Jerry he was fucking feeling depressed yesterday. We could say, we could say, Mr. Baker, depression, dot, 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 how he overcame it in 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. You can reframe that shit, not just the facts of it, but the story within itself. You know what I'm saying? Man depressed. And then remembered how his fucking kids love the shit out of him. Man depressed. Learned that, and his friends fucking rallied around him and told him how much they cared about him. That he wasn't alone. I mean, fuck, I don't know. You can create whatever storyline you want. That's all reframing is. We're not saying that Jerry was not depressed. We're not saying that. Reframing the story is just saying, yes, he did go through this. Yes, he was depressed. And this is what came of it. This is the realization that came from that. That this man has people who fucking love him, who ride for him, whether he knows it or not. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. So let's see if we can take any problem, I don't give a shit what it is, and rewrite it. Make it a more empowering headline. So we're not saying that you're not having the problem. Renita, the mad scientist, trouble selling widgets. You know, next widget is going to make $250,000 and be bought from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? You can switch the shit to whatever you want. Anya went from 20 subscribers to 15,000 subscribers within 3 months. Again, we're still taking the same shit that happened, real life, and just reframing the outcome. That's it. That's all. That's all we're doing. What do you guys think about that? Like, I don't know. I don't know if she's on here, but fucking Jessica, if hers is like hers is probably my favorite one because fucking Jessica chose purpose over profit. How how the state of Nebraska tried to prevent her from being a mother, and how she persevered and told them to go fuck themselves. All that happened. The beginning, the middle, and the fucking end actually happened. So when we talk about reframing the story, not just the facts, we're talking about keeping the story, the story's still the same. We're just changing the fucking frame out. We're, instead of it being dark and gloomy, we're erasing that shit and putting fucking sunlight there. Instead of it being a fucking tears of sorrow and this and the other. No, motherfucker. Instead we erase the bottom and put a fucking beautiful lake there. Still the same shit. We're just switching a few things around. I want you guys to think about something. And I ran this with Jessica before. She's like, I never thought about this. I want y'all to think about this, right? And I'm not trying to be perverted, but I want to show you just how amazing your mind works. You don't have to answer my question. I'm just going to ask you. Everybody in here is not everybody, some people, majority of us in here have touched ourselves and become aroused by thinking about something or someone else. You don't have to say yes or no. It's just a human thing that we do. We feel that way. Okay? Your mind conjures up people. Your mind conjures up another person where you're thinking about this person sexually, right? You're thinking about this person sexually. You should be, because we're going there. And you become aroused. You become aroused just by the mere thought of another person. Whether they were there or not, you became aroused by thinking of that person. Just by thinking about them. They didn't even touch you. You've never touched them. You've never been around them inappropriately, but yet instead, that same urge and that same feeling still happen as if they were right in the same room with you. Same exact thing. Why? Because your brain does not know the difference between whether it actually happened or it didn't. Because the same exact mindset, the same exact muscles are still enacting as if you were actually doing it. If you have an orgasm by thinking of another person, it is because your mind does not know the difference between whether you're doing it or not. Your mind still affected your actual body, did it not? You thought about them and it affected you physically, mentally, emotionally, hell, even sometimes spiritually. And then you have your orgasm, right? But they were never around you, not once. So the mind is extremely powerful. So if we can use it to rub one off, you trying to tell me you can't use that same exact power to get your mind right and to reframe another situation that can help you out of the bullshit that you put yourself into? You trying to tell me you can't do that? I think not. Come on now. Stop playing with me. No, don't do that. Rewrite your shit out. Come out with a better headline than one that y'all creating. Is that good, Jessica? I kept it fairly appropriate. But again, it's not even a thing about being appropriate. It's a fact. That's not even a thought. That's not even theory. It is a whole fucking fact. You think about it, your body reacts to it. There you go. Which is to say that you have way more power over your mind than you know what to do with. Your you didn't even touch the woman. You didn't even touch that dude. And you still felt the same exact way as if it did happen. Just saying. Come on now. All right, number 6, and we're gonna hit our last thing. We're gonna be out of here. All right, so stay curious, not defensive. So example, you resist feedback because it feels like judgment. Okay. I've been there. I've been there before. You shut down when somebody challenges your thinking. Been there too. That's why I try to stay open. It doesn't work all the time, but I'm working my ass off to stay open to more things or whatever, right? I'm telling y'all. Matter of fact, fuck that. By show of hands, how many of y'all feel the same way sometimes? That you feel attacked sometimes or feel judged when you get feedback. And sometimes you might even shut down if somebody challenges your thinking sometimes. Well, put your hand up. I know I do. I'm after here. I'll go I. Thank you, Miss Renita. Even Jessica said. So that's all I'm saying, y'all. That's all I'm saying. So the question is, what might I hear if I wasn't trying to protect myself? Say again, we're trying to stay curious, not defensive. I want to know exactly where we are so I can better myself. Period. Okay? So what might I hear if I wasn't trying to protect myself? Okay? And then the other one is, what if I'm not able, what if I'm not being attacked and I'm actually being invited to grow? Now, what are we doing? We're reframing that question. What if I'm not being attacked and instead I'm being invited to grow? Because that's all curiosity is. It's just being invited to grow a little bit. All right, so subtle change. Next time that you're triggered, pause and say, tell me more. Try to listen with an open mind. Remember, sometimes your mind will try to protect you, and sometimes that protection is fucking hurting you. So sometimes, as like a bodyguard, you may have to say, hey, hold on. They might be on to something. Chill for a minute. Let me hear her out. Chill for a minute. Let me hear him out. I know you're trying to protect me. I know I appreciate that. But I got to hear what this person's saying. Because you got me wound up over here. I can't focus. Let me focus on what they're trying to say to me. Can we try that? Can we try that? Can we try to stay curious and not stay so fucking defensive? That's all I'm asking. Can we stay curious, not defensive? Remember, your mind is like a bodyguard too. It's always trying to protect you from something. But sometimes, again, like your mind, if you want to get nasty with yourself, you can do that. So if you want to get curious with yourself, you got to be willing to do that too. Tell your mind, hey, move. Move, move, move. Hey, hold on. Let me hear it out. Go ahead. What were you saying? Explain it. Now you might still agree. Disagree. You have every fucking right to. But hear it out first. Hold on. I might be wrong here. Stop. Continue. See what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. So here's our. Okay. So journalists ask questions not to confirm, their beliefs, but to change them. Excuse me, challenge them, which is the same mindset needed for growth, healing, and real transformation. Journalists ask questions, again, I'm going to say it again, not to confirm their beliefs. They don't believe the shit, so they're not asking you to confirm their belief or their suspicions. They're asking to challenge their beliefs or suspicions, which is the same mindset needed for growth, healing, and personal transformation. Man, you gotta fucking dig deep in asking them questions. Be like a pit bull. Shit, if you like a steak, attack questions like you were eating a steak. Dig all around that bone. Huh? Get a knife, get a fork, a fucking spoon if you have to. Start digging. Get that meat out of there. Don't leave nothing. All right, so here's our last bit. What do you guys think about that? Um, and I will give everybody our thing here. I already created it. Which ones benefited you guys the most? Which ones did you guys like? You said rare for me. All right, I hear you. I hear you. I'm gonna have to go medium. I'm gonna have to go medium well for me. I don't like it. I don't like it well done. I don't mind medium well though. A little bit of pink, I'm cool with that. I don't want the heart still beating when I eat my steak. So, oh, you didn't like the who benefits, huh? Okay, got you. Really, you didn't really fuck with the stay curious, not defensive. Oh, okay. See, Jerry, I would have pegged you as that type of guy who's just like, nah, let me get a little curious in this. And who benefits from me being upset? Who benefits from this? I do. Damn, okay. Renita said 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. What about you, Miss Anya? What about you, Christopher? What about you, Jessica? She just said 6. Okay. That works. That works too. Okay. I love it. Shit, hey, man. Hey, if it's all of them, then it's all of them, man. If it's all of them, then it's all of them. But either way, man, I very much appreciate you guys tonight. This one took me a little bit of time to come up with or whatever because asking certain questions it it's gonna rattle some shit loose in y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. So if it when it does, please call me. Okay. Um, hit me up. I will make some time for you guys. Notify me if something gets rattled and you need to kind of put some shit back together. Okay. Call me up. Okay. This is what I do. Okay. So please hit me up on this or whatever, because when you start really asking yourself and going deep and asking them questions, we also need to be able to put some shit back because sometimes what happens is there's a lot of shit starts spilling out that the unconscious mind needs to get the fuck out of your house. Okay. So sometimes y'all might start feeling um depressed. You might start feeling anxious. You might start feeling a lot of these emotions that you haven't felt in such a long time. Because what happens is that the unconscious mind is pushing that shit the fuck out of its house and you just so happen to be the house that is pushing it out of. Okay? So please, when you get this way, when you feel this way, fucking call me. Okay? There's some of this stuff we could probably bring back in. Some of it needs to stay the fuck out. Okay? And that's all I was trying to do. All right? All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Man, hey, I'm glad to hear that, Jerry. And again, my guy, if you need me, I got you. Call me. Okay? And that goes for the rest of you too, man. I will see you guys tomorrow night. You have a great night. Dream big. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.